By Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Matchday number 3 of the ESL Pro League Season 5 NA Division. And we are on towards map 2 shortly, but what a great first map that was between CLG and Winterfox.
Absolutely. I mean, the only word I have to describe that was electric. I mean, there was massive leads, there was massive comebacks, and in the end to go to all 30 rounds, like that's pretty much everything you want in a game of Counter-Strike. You want the tension, you want, massive displays of skill, and eventually, someone has to take it out in the nail-biter finish, and that is exactly what we had. So CLG and Winterfox really delivering on map 1 today.
Absolutely. I mean, for Winterfox, I'd probably feel a little bit disappointed, especially considering that, they had the B site in the final round. They had the numerical advantage as well, but then Kusta decided to pull some ridiculous things out of the hat and just completely ripped apart Winterfox with his bare hands.
CLG pulled a Kusa out of the hat, really. That's all that happened there. And I mean, he was strong for a lot of that matchup. We saw on T side, there was that one round. I mean, there was a lot of rounds, but one in particular that sticks out to me was he ran in towards the A side, hit a wallbang headshot for his first entry kill, got the second entry for his team, and then allowed them to take the site. And it was very well played by him all through that. His AWP was very dominant.
All right, no worries. Let's take a look at what happened on towards the mainstream as well. If you were unable to catch that, CLG did take the victory in the final round against Winterfox, 16-14 on the mainstream. Looks like Team Liquid took a victory over the Misfits, 16-11. So pretty much, I'd say it would have been a comfortable victory for Team Liquid on Cobble. Maybe, a couple of rounds that went, awry, but overall a comfortable victory.
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. And Liquid versus Misfits, that's definitely a good matchup. A lot of those guys, I think, have been on the same teams before. They've played together and against each other an awful lot because both of their rosters, apart with the exception of maybe Pimp on Team Liquid, have been around the NA scene for a very long time. And that's just the thing with NA, really, isn't it? At the top tier, they just shuffle their players around. So a lot of these guys end up on teams and playing against teams that they've been on and played against before.
Absolutely. So now going, I guess, back on towards CLG versus Winterfox. So Winterfox, they're down one map right now. What's going on through their mind? They knew they should have been able to bring it to overtime. Maybe not take the victory, but bring it back into overtime. What do they need to do going on towards Mirage?
I mean, they still looked good in the later stages of that. Like, they were down by a lot. They brought it back. They made it really competitive. So if I were Winterfox, I mean, yeah, a loss, a bit disappointing, but not as bad as it could have been. I mean, they could have easily gone down 16-6 at one stage, and they managed to fight back and take it to a 16-14. I mean, yes, a loss, but not a bad one. Either way, though, we're going to get a chance to change that here on Mirage. They're going to be starting on the CT side. CLG on the T. Pistol round already underway here. And so far, not really a lot going on. Early underpass control from the Ts. CT's not actually choosing to fight that. Their window player has just fallen back. That's going to be Raz moving over towards Connector and actually pushing in too. He got the first engagement here. Offnu going to find a kill though. And here we go. It's actually Raz getting traded out eventually after getting one. The T's even wrapping through, getting onto that A side, and more kills going their way now. 3-on-3 still with EMAG on the site though. He's going to be biding his time, waiting to fight that kill. And so far, not going to be able to do it. Will get a kill. APOC will pick one up as well. And now Sub Rosa, the only player left here in a 1-on-3.
EMAG was just waiting for his teammates to rotate across. That is a great final towards Zuzi. That means that he's going to pick up a USP. This will make his job just a little bit easier. But EMAG and APOC just going to be playing crossfire. Sub Rosa just trying to spot towards Firebox. And there's the first HE grenade flying out. It just barely tags Sub Rosa. Just lighting up a little bit. But otherwise, not too much. EMAG just stopping up and down to see if we can find any information. He may be tempted to peek out soon, but Sub Rosa does need to get a move on. He needs to still find these two CTs, and no, they're just playing patiently right now. Sub Rosa will make noise if he falls down, so he has to jump across, spotted out by APOC. Great reactions coming out from APOC to clutch out the round for his team.
Yeah, nice shot there from APOC to finish that one up. So a nice round out of Winterfox actually there in the end. They did get those kills across the board. I mean, there was a lot of aggression early, especially from the Ts, wrapping through Connector, boosting into window to pinch onto that position, get themselves the kills, get onto the side as well. But EMAG, able to stay alive on that A site for so long, doing the extra bit of damage and allowing his team time to rotate was really the linchpin in their sort of recovery, I guess, when they were down in that round.
And not only, to also mention that, we didn't mention this earlier, but the synchronized B push coming out from the two B players, I believe it was Zuzi as well as APOC, allowed them to get in towards not only that underpass position to get more kills going on, as Raz will fall towards a great deagle shot coming from Color. EMAG does manage to find Ethan, but otherwise, still a 4-on-4 in this A side, looking a little bit weak. Often playing very, very far back. needs to be cautious because there is a CLG that are forced up into this round, and they are very committed towards taking this A side.
Absolutely, and I mean, he's playing the long ranges with a UMP as well, which is not the greatest gun to have. He's now going to be pushed to the close range as well. We'll find one kill, trying to find more. Not going to get it across the line, but does get his 1-for-1 done at least, which means it's still an even situation here. Sub Rosa in CT, pushing, trying to get some aggression going, but will go down to Imagine. Nice shot from Cutler, taking down APOC, and now 2-on-2 again here. SMGs versus a FAMAS recovered onto Kusta and a pistol of Cutler, but a smoke on the bomb now. They can actually stick this, but no kit for EMAG. He's got 10-second defuse to deal with here. He's lost his teammate as well. Will take down Cutler. Could actually get the second kill. Has to pull out the pistol. Kusta so close in this smoke. How missing that? It goes for the knife kill as well. I have no idea what is going on right now. Surely one of them has to find this kill. This smoke is just concealing everything. But EMAG gets the 4K and no time to make the defuse. Has to run away.
Yeah, that was a little bit messy towards the end. EMAG is going to be shaking his head because he knew that he should have had that. Well, that was a smart play coming out of EMAG, but just costing him with a kit. And really, Cutler doing so much damage with that Deagle of his. Not only getting the mid pick, but rotating over towards Palace. And I think Kusta, with the FAMAS just pitting across that cross, was able to take down the second final Winterfox player. And that really set up CLG's success. And now you can see Winterfox, they are forcing up into this. You have EMAG with the M4. He managed to retrieve it earlier on. And he's, you know, racing off to a great start, but his team needs to be a little bit cautious because Ethan does manage to take down Raz. EMAG, see if he can find something late, but won't be able to pin up against anything at this time.
And that's going to be a man advantage for CLG off really early as well. So, wow, heavy damage there. I believe that was from HEs into Offnu. 5 HP remaining on him. That is not a good start for him in this round as well. He's got a lot of work to do and almost no HP to do it, but APOC looking to take matters into his own hands. Could have gone for the shot there. Not going to do it, but now knows where Cutler is. Goes for the pre-fire. Just misses it. Does tag up Sub Rosa, but now it's going to get Molotov out of position. He'll have to fall back there. That was almost dangerous. Almost some kills for him, but 2 for Zeusy. My goodness, dropping Ethan and Kusta on short. Now it's a man advantage. APOC cannot get away. FNS will take him back into a 3-on-3, but the HP so low on Offnu and Zeusy, who actually still will get a kill though somehow, and a second. What is going on with these pistols? Cutler will finally take one back, but he's in a 1-on-2. 5 HP on Offnu. Not going to make it easy. Heavy damage done onto EMAG, but Cutler, 50 seconds, has to get that bomb. 23 HP. All of a sudden, not looking winnable at all here for CLG.
And Cutler has been spotted out dropping towards Manning. EMAG's going to clean up that great work coming up from Zeusy. Zeusy, 4 kills with the P250. Just dink, 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 dink. Just
dink,
dinks
dink
everywhere. Just close range to the P250. And the tray is just not working for CLG. This is such it's such a yo-yo game so far it's working out. I mean, you see CLG, you know, able to take the eco, and the Winterfox take the eco. It wasn't even EMAG's M4 that did the majority of the work. It was just the P250.
So the conclusion we can draw from this, obviously, analytically, is that both of these teams should just no longer buy guns because the pistols are working out for them. It's just infinitely better. We'll have to see if they can continue that, though, as Cutler going to be towards the top of mid with his Deagle, once again going to be going for that pick. EMAG checking underpass under the cover from a smoke. I do like that from Winterfox. It's simple, but it means he's not exposed to any peek from top mid while he goes for that one. So
and it gives him some map control as well. It looks like it's going to be a water at Palace.
What, pistols? What?
Pistols, falling accuracy, why not? It works out. Ethan just close towards the smoke.
Whoa, Raz!
You can't do that through smoke. He is going to get punished for that while EMAG picks up a double from CT. There wasn't smoke there, and the bomb's been lost. So it's reset towards a 2-on-2 after Ethan does get that pick on towards Raz. But otherwise, the bomb's been lost, so CLG just rotating around. Ethan's coming through CT to see what opportunities he can find. Needs to wait for his teammate. Ethan doesn't really want to give his life away because, oh no, he gets a yangle on towards EMAG. EMAG a little bit late to react, and now it's all up to Zeusy. 1-on-2. And he is pincered. This is a great position for CLG to be playing on. Once again, pistols.
Pistols, man. Pistols in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. They're a thing and they're weird. But admittedly, for Zeusy, he does at least have bomb control. He's got himself an M4. And both of these CLG players are tagged down below the threshold of him being able to get a one-shot on them. So 2 bullets, really, if he can hit them both in the head, can do this for him. But a 1-on-2, they're moving together so well. They're pincering in, and Ethan will take him out. So almost a dangerous situation for CLG, but they recover. And pistols, man. Pistols.
Well, Winterfox are going to force straight back into this. They have the double eco regardless. They're just going to fully force up Raz with that scout alongside with Offnu's UMP. So let's see how this goes around this time around. Zeusy still has that P250. Let's see if he can replicate his heroics towards a B site in the round 2 rounds ago. Otherwise, for CLG, you know, I think they're just going to slow things down. You know, Ethan should be able to get this pick on towards EMAG. There you have it. So the push is mitigated. APOC just thinking about when to push in towards B but he doesn't really have the support. He will be able to dink out FNS though, but he's just going to hightail out of there, and he really doesn't have support towards mid, so he's in for a world of hurt because there's a lot of things being flung in his way.
Absolutely. Lots of bullets, lots of grenades, lots of players, just as you said, lots of things really, and not an easy situation to deal with in that position. Now, looking at Zuzi, he's actually pushing in towards B-Apps there, trying to get aggressive. APOC trying to help him out from underpass. We'll go down. Subrosa getting a double kill there. We also lost a player over in T-Spawn who had his back turned. Now Raz with a scout. 1-on-5 with a scout in this sort of situation would be one of the most ridiculous things I've seen. But in order for, you know, the story of this map to continue, the eco needs to be won by Winterfox. So Raz, I'm expecting an ace.
To all the American viewers who may have not watched Raz play before, I mean, he was part of the Legacy lineup a long time ago. Looking just, you know, to find a couple of picks right now. He was part of the Legacy lineup that went towards DreamHack. That was about maybe a year and a half ago. Such how Counter-Strike flies in terms of time. He will be taken out by Cutler in the end, doesn't get the headshot. But there was a time in the middle of 2016 where he was unstoppable. So the now Tainted Minds lineup that's gone over for the, you know, the ECA Global as well as, you know, multiple other numerous competitions in 2016 when they were part of Atletico. They got demolished by Raz. You have to
Pretty
understand
much single-handedly.
that in that mid half, he couldn't do anything wrong. Now, if Raz ever hits that form again, I would love to see that against, like, you know, a top tier American team. As you know, they're now on a full eco. You're going to try and pressure in a couple of positions. Only 1 P to 50 on off no, but otherwise this should be an easy round for CLG to clean up.
EMAG could actually get the better of this fight here. He seems to be outstrafing FNS at the moment, and he's got a teammate there as well. But FNS with the Glock gets 2. Alright, the Glock winning out against the USP, that's something you don't normally see, especially on, well, you know, pistol round doesn't normally happen. Definitely not in buy rounds, but CLG now cleaning it up. It's only APOC left. His teammates trying to get the pincer there, trying to make it competitive, but it took 3 of them to take down FNS, and he took out 2. So that's unfortunately not the greatest situations for them. APOC now over towards the B market here, trying to do what he can. If he goes through that motor hole, he'll be heard, but he's already getting peeked by Kusta as well. Kusta already here doing the damage, crashing, committing to the spray, not going to land it, as APOC will at least finish him off, but 46 HP. Make that no HP, I can't even finish my sentence. Very little HP to try and do that with, and not going to get it done. So CLG up by 2 rounds.
Yeah, this is much better coming out from CLG as well. I mean, they lost a couple of SMGs, not the biggest deal in the world, once again. You know, you lose a bunch of SMGs, that's all right. Otherwise, for Winterfox, they need to make things change now. They don't have the AWP on Raz, which is kind of okay, because as CLG, you're going to smoke up mid if you can take control of it. And that's what the crucial part of Mirage is. You have to take control of mid. So, Kusa actually just going to go for the dry peek on towards CD Connector. Not sure if he wants to peek window yet. He might be able to make this work out, but he doesn't know Winterfox do not have an AWP. And that is the difference right now. If CLG knew the economical situation of Winterfox, Kusta would be charging in right now.
Very possibly, and I mean, he can still do that. It's Kusta. We know he's got the guts for it. We've seen the confidence that he can have when he's hitting his shots, and right now he is hitting his shots, so he has every reason, if he wanted to get aggressive. I mean, I also like that he's going to be playing with his team and not just solo committing, doing a simple type of, I'm going to kill them all myself, but still, he could easily do that, and it'll be up to Winterfox to shut him down. That said, though, this peek from mid from Kusta will eventually come in, aided by his teammates with smokes and flashbangs and multiple people moving across, but no one challenging at window, no AWP or otherwise, at least. And Raz is going to be playing passive in there, but not going to get the kill as of yet. Ethan has found himself over towards A main, could potentially pressure this A side. He's going to have off new there to deal with, but at this point, he's a lurk, he's a distraction, or he's the latest part of the push, because with 3 teammates in mid, 1 player towards A and 1 player sort of towards B, looks like they could go towards either side, but with Subrosa joining his teammates in mid, looks like it will be an A take here.
Yeah, it is an A side take. EMAG just making a little bit of noise. He uses a very, very, I guess, needed utility because they are just busting straight out through jungle. EMAG's just going to be swarmed by team members. Raz goes for the open deal, won't be able to find anything. Often been found out. Just clean entries coming out from CLG. APOC going to hop away out of the Molotov. Should have been spotted. Definitely heard out dropping. He is making a lot of noise. And Kusta is just a man on fire. Just the audacity to go make that play as Ethan just closes out the procedures on towards Zuzi. So just make that play. Oh, he's coming in through CD Connector.
I'm going to slow peek him.
I don't miss him. He just gets the kill.
Easy. Easy for Kusta there. As, he's actually sitting 5-5 right now. Maybe not keeping up with the frags as much as his teammates are. Ethan leading the scoreboard for CLG on 9-3, but Kusta certainly having an impact in this one. On the CT side, it's EMAG up at 8-4, leading the charge for his teammates, trying to get them to catch up to him. But for now, CLG do have this early advantage again.
Yeah, and they just need to capitalize on this, you know, do as much damage, roll forward. This mid control, you can see CLG, you know, they use their utility wisely. They identify that Winterfox do not have enough utility to maneuver around on towards either side. Raz is just going to be roasted. You know, a nice welcome on towards NA. Or the first official NA match he's played, should I say, for Winterfox, says CLG, you know, just playing patiently. They don't need to do anything. They're just waiting.
Again, I mean, this patient play from CLG, we saw it last map on their T side as well. They're actually doing very, very well with this slower play. They're showing they're not really a rushing team. Nice shot there from Cutler. Sub Rosa gets one on Zuzi as well, and now EMAG, the only player left, will go down. But as I was saying, CLG, they've got the patience, and it's good. I mean, of course, patience is always a good thing when you're at a disadvantage. If you lose a man early on, you've got to try and have the discipline to work something out of it. But what I'm really liking from CLG is they're having that same discipline when they get a first pick early on. You know, they take the man advantage, and they don't immediately push to where they got that kill because, I mean, as a potential scenario, so they get an early pick towards B and then rush it, the rest of Winterfox is stacked there, they could all die. They don't do that. They get that first pick, and they still play the round like they normally would in an even situation. They just work it out. They go for map control. They figure out what they want to do, and it's really working for them now. Oh, Raz fires a fraction too early towards Kusta and can't quite land the shot. I would have thought that would have been at least been a wallbang, but no damage done. And see, this is what I was just discussing. CLG now have the first pick, but they're still going to take their time here, wait, get themselves some map control. You can see they're already setting up in mid to do just that. They're just going to take this one slowly, and that's what I'm really liking from their T side.
Yeah, and this is what CLG need to do as well, because as soon as they freeze the map, Winterfox, either they have to go find something, which Zuzi makes a play, gets a kill, and that's rewarded with equalizing the situation. But he still needs to figure out exactly what to do. And APOC just towards ladder was trying to find someone there. We'll be able to back out as four Molotovs coming out. APOC will be able to get back safely though. And the bomb looks like it wants to commit towards that B site. So Counterlogic Gaming, still a little work for them to do after their first pick was neutralized. Now APOC can hear these guys in ladder, and he might be able to find Ethan, finds one, but can't transfer to Kusta. So sharp with the AWP, but Zuzi, even sharper, drops a bomb for the second kill of the round, all up to Kusta now.
Gonna need
next one shot.
He's already got himself 2 kills in this round. He's going to need to finish off the entire Winterfox side by himself to do this. Now, if there's any player on CLG that you would want in this situation, or indeed, I think any player in the server based on form right now to be in a 1-on-3 going for the ace, it'd be Kusta. He has a chance in this one, but it looks like with 20 seconds left, he's going to be sitting in mid-window. He's just going to be saving here. He wants to keep his AWP alive. That doesn't believe in the fact that he can go and get that thing, doesn't think he has the time, and indeed, he doesn't. As the clock ticks now to 10 seconds, the bomb is way up in B up, so it would have been hard for him no matter what. He will get the kill, though, with the Tech 9, taking out Offnu, but now they know where he is, and he's going to have to try very hard to keep this one alive.
If he dies now, this would be absolutely devastating for, I guess, him. And EMAG is going for the hunt, can't get it. Also retrieves the AWP at the last second.
Gives up on the kill and takes the AWP for himself instead. That was sharp thinking there out of EMAG. He decided that the kill wasn't worth his life, or kill wasn't worth as much as getting an AWP for his team, and I suppose, really, they could have taken an AWP away, or they could have directly gained an AWP themselves. It's still a good outcome for them.
I mean, that was like, you know, the plan B outcome. Plan A, you know, was get the kill on towards Kusta, pick up the AWP, and feel pretty good about yourself.
But look what Raz is doing with it.
He is... Oh, what aggression coming out from Offnu. Kusta's completely blinded out. AWP's been lost. Raz finds that pick on towards FNS close range. We'll also spot the bomb dropping down, so they should be aware, you know, CLG were trying to set up for some A default execute. Now there won't be an APOC. I don't think he may be able to spot Ethan coming in towards that city connector. EMAG just dancing around right now. Just, you know, buying time. He's aware that that position is a little bit contaminated, you know, even though he has APOC watching it. It wasn't a fully committed watch because he knew the smoke was there. So you can see EMAG just dancing around, seeing what he can find. Ethan similarly just waiting for opportunity as well. Raz, oh, this Molotov will flush him out.
So smart. And there we go. Raz will get the kill off the back of that as well. This is such good heads-up play from Winterfox we're seeing at the moment. Yeah, they're down a couple rounds, but this round alone is very smart from them. And we've already seen Raz, that stolen AWP we were talking about. All right, Sub Rosa. Guess I shouldn't say anything about AWPs because Sub Rosa rips it away. Very nice shot, but now he's the only player remaining 1-on-4. That AWP is in a retrievable place for Winterfox, so it's not the end, but Sub Rosa has an AWP of his own here to try and do this with. EMAG up on the stairs. Looks like he's going to be the first point of contact if he peeks out. Sub Rosa taking this one slowly, and he's only got 33 seconds here. He has to get in towards this site right now. Has just started running away, made a bit of noise. Going to throw the AWP away as well. Doesn't want them to find it. If at all, he can avoid it, and that's a smart move as well, because unless they push right now and find that thing, they're not going to be able to retrieve it. But the AWP is still CT is still there for them to get, and now Sub Rosa 16 seconds on the clock. He's just looking for damage at this point.
Yeah, and he won't be able to get the damage. EMAG playing first contact. Offnu was always ready to trade. After Offnu heard him trying to make that move towards A ramp, they knew that he either had to save or push in. So as soon as Sub Rosa threw the flashing, they knew exactly where it was, and that was just a matter of time. You know, even if EMAG died, they would trade an M4 for, I guess, Offnu was able to get the trade in the end. So Winterfox bring the last two back. It's a solid start. They've got that Orb and Raz once again, and he's going to be looking to make his mark on towards the A site instead of mid. It looks like EMAG's got the hard work this time, trying to hold mid. Not really Molotoving top mid this time, so looking like he wants to hold his utility, and that may be great for the late round, because he knows he's got support from APOC closer towards, I guess, that short position. FNS. Close towards taps. Not spotted out, though.
That was very close, though. I thought he might have got spotted out, and now he is. APOC going for that kill. Will not get it, though. FNS will actually pull that one across the line, so a nice shot there to start us off in this round. Sub Rosa coming up from the underpass, looking towards window. EMAG going to be in there, trying to spot it out, but no such doing. Grenade is thrown past him, though. Not much damage done. In fact, very little. But the smoke is thrown into the mid window, which means now mid is compromised, and Winterfox know it. The question is, how do they adapt to this situation? Because right now they have players taking jungle and taking their A site. Nice spray from EMAG, almost gets it done, but only going to get himself the one kill of the two players that picked him. Jungle taken from CLG as well now. They're map control at this point. They've got connector, they've got jungle, and they've got the bomb down on the A side. But Offnu coming through behind will not get the shot onto Ethan, who will finish him off, which means now Raz and Zuzi left all alone, and they're almost shut in here.
Yeah, Sub Rosa, I think, is aware of this fact, and Raz just trying to see what he can find. Oh, nearly lands a flick. Sub Rosa does get tagged down, and now he's going for more. Can he get the second headshot towards Raz? Does draw out one shot, and well, Raz is in a world of trouble right now. I don't think there's any way he can get out of here alive. That's a little bit cheeky for the HE grenade. We'll clean up towards the end of CLG. Forcing, I think, Winterfox onto a very awkward situation. That money is not good enough to buy weapons or a great arsenal of weapons.
Offnu could maybe drop some pistols, but definitely no buy coming into this round.
Probably pistols as well, aggression towards mid. I would say that that's probably the correct call as of this time. Maybe even an A-site push, because that's where you want to get your guns from. Towards mid and CLG, how they're going to counteract that is they're just going to sit back, or instead of sitting back, Kusta's just going to charge straight out because it's Kusta and he's feeling very confident right now.
Absolutely. I mean, what do you do if you're worried they might take mid? You take mid first, obviously, when you're the T side, and that is exactly what they've done. Ethan already finding a kill here. Offnu trying to get done what he can, but no such thing. Cutler, that was a nice angle there, just chasing down APOC. Raz trying to get this shot across the line. So much damage done. Will eventually get the headshot onto Ethan. So there's an AK he can go and get right now. No one on the T side can stop him. So if Raz can get that and save that, that's a win really for Winterfox. They can get away with a rifle. That's a good thing for a pistol only round. But the question will be if they let him save that, or if they try and chase him down, because they know roughly where he has to be based on where he got that kill. They know he will now have the AK, or at least very likely will have the AK, as is the logical choice. So CLG might go for him, might not, but either way, the bomb is down. They will be getting this round, and hunting or not, they've just won the half.
Yeah, and Raz has switched out the P250 towards a Glock, decides to pick up the P250 again, realizes a mistake, and it's going to be hunting for more. You know, sure, you can save the Molotov, but that's going to save you probably about 600 in the next round. Not really the biggest save. It's the AK-47 they want to keep. And there is a little bit of pressure coming on towards Raz right now. They are boxing the A ramp, and EMAG is not really watching that line for his compatriot. So Raz is in a world of hurt right now. They're chasing him. He is going to collapse and fall underneath the pressure. And EMAG just has to dance around now. There's so much pressure coming at him from all angles. And nice beautiful read coming out actually from EMAG, realizing that Sub Rosa wants to go for that, but can't win the aim deal. Sub Rosa locks on and rips his head off. So they can still buy, but the loss of an AK-47 means that they won't be able to pick up as much utility as they wanted to.
Of course, and CLG, on both maps we've seen from them so far, their T side has been very, very impressive. I mean, they're playing their trades, they're playing their map control, they're doing pretty much everything right here, with the only things that aren't going their way are occasionally the aim duels not quite working out. But in theory, really, they're doing most things right, which is very good for them. That was incredibly close, that shot. Thought it was on, but not quite found through the smoke. But CLG again looking so good. APOC going to be caught with a grenade out. Will go down instantly. Offnu meets the same fate, as well as EMAG. And now Zuzi trying to trade. Ethan on fire with the 3K. My goodness, 6 HP remaining, but picks up the triple entry. And now Raz, his teammates have melted around him like, well, I suppose, snow in summer. It's not Winterfox anymore. It's Summer Fox, and they're not having a good time.
Oh, it is summer over here at the moment. We're definitely feeling the heat, and Winterfox will be feeling the heat as well. Finally, someone does shut down Ethan, but the damage has been done. And, well, they're all going to be hunting for Raz right now. And, ooh, that is a sharp shot on towards Kustar. So he's just doing some economical damage right now. He could absolutely still go huge and do more damage. FNS going to be jumping on top of the box. He was spotted out. Raz still dancing around, coming back towards CT. Has this utility to use. We'll be able to use it. Oh, what a flick on towards Sub Rosa. He's still alive through the edge of the flashbang. Still pressure coming out from Cutler. Raz.
No way.
I think he's aware of this. He is aware of this. Goes for the no-scope, but misses, unfortunately.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
Huge damage done, but couldn't really complete it. And that's just a glimpse of, I guess, the potential
The
of
old
Raz, you know? The potential of what he could do. But as of this time, CLG is just shining that potential and go, you know what? We just want to take this map cleanly. Once again, a great lead onto this T-half. But they need to make sure they just keep the pressure on when they go towards the CT half. This is nearly exact identical to what it was towards Cache. Winterfox were down so much they were able to clutch back a couple of final rounds. They need to take at least one more. This should be CLG's, barring a severe misplay. CLG should have learned from the previous lesson. Sub Rosa. You can't challenge Sub Rosas on those angles because he practiced those flicks. And with those robotic-like movements, will shut all of your members down. 3 kills for just like that. Ethan joins in the fun as well. And APOC, last man standing, wants to at least try to find something, but there's nothing he can find. Sub Rosa, 4 kills on the anti-eco. Makes it very easy as CLG hit double digits.
Man, CLG looking so good as well. I mean, we thought going into this before, I mean, we haven't seen Winterfox play in the ESL Pro League Season 5 and A yet. I mean, this is their first game in this league. But we were thinking, you know, we were discussing this, and we thought that this would be a much more even game. And indeed, it might be when the half switch, because we've seen that both of these teams are much happier on their T side. But CLG looking even better than they did on Cache so far. That they've only, like, they've 1 round left to go. They could get themselves the 11-4 here. And even a 10-5 for Winterfox, that is so far to come. And if their pistol round goes anything like it did, their T-pistol round did on Cache, then they're just going to get shut down.
All right, now it looks like it's a bit of a split A take. APOC is aware of the potential of unders, so he is going to run straight in towards Sub Rosa and Cutler, who have an absolute meal of him. And now the A execute begins in earnest. As Offnu is able to get 1, EMAG can't get the shots. Offnu, absolutely huge, gets 3, can't get the 4th round out of bullet. Sub Rosa, don't look towards CT, you didn't finish off your opponent yet, but regardless, he does manage to lock on, and Kusa gets the final pick. 11-4. And CLG, quick bust on towards the site. They're going to take the 11-4 lead in towards the half, but we're going for a short break. We'll be right back to see if CLG can take it out.
I can't understand people watching somebody play a computer game.
It's still not a sport.
It shouldn't be on a sports network.
But I don't know if athlete is the right word.
Hi everyone, and welcome back towards Matchday number 3 of the ESL Pro League Season 5 NA Division. We are currently in the halftime break between Winterfox as well as CLG. CLG taking an 11-4 lead from their T half in towards their CT half, which is the preferred side of Mirage. Brainstorm, Winterfox now have their backs against the wall once again. Can they mitigate their way out?
Well, see, the problem for Winterfox is now they're even further down than they were at the end of the last map. So, I mean, at the end of the first half on Cage, they were down 9-6 then. They're now 11-4 against them. And this is their T-side pistol round now. They've got to try and make something happen here. But Kusta, too smart for that, is going to be holding the passive angle towards Underpass, actually waiting for that peak, and nails the shot onto EMAG to start us off here. So already Winterfox at a disadvantage. But CLG, so far we've seen their T-side is much stronger than their CT. So we'll have to see if they've got what it takes here to finish this one out. And while I think they do, we'll have to see if they have what it takes to finish it out relatively quickly.
The difference this time around is that they've carried their momentum forward from the T half to the CT half. Towards the end, they didn't allow Winterfox a single glimpse. Not even a look. They were just, Winterfox, you're completely out of our league right now. That cash game, they just completely, CLG completely forgot about it. And now they're just putting their mind completely onto this. So Kusa, great start once again. He's got the confidence. We saw that from his AWP plays early on. He has the confidence right now, and it is showing in his aim. Winterfox now have to execute towards his A site with 2 members with no armor, no mid control whatsoever, and just the rest of CLG playing passive. So here are the smokes. They should be able to see this. And Ethan, if he gets a couple of shots through smokes, it will be ridiculous.
Well, neither of those smokes are covering CT, so Ethan can just sit here and play the long-range shooting game with his USP all day. This is exactly what you want on CT Pistol. You love these long-range engagements. He is going to be wisely backing off from that now, though, as the T's are starting to push into his area, into CT, but he's still here waiting. There's actually going to be 2 players here. It's going to be Ethan, and I believe FNS it is waiting here. Kusta, still on point, already finding himself another kill here. 2 for him in the round so far. And now, well, burst fire there for Zuzi, not going to get it across the line. APOC will go down as well, and an entirely clean pistol round for CLG. 12-4, not even losing a single player.
Yeah, I mean, Kusta was the only one close to dying. And that's just one ding. Cutler took 1 bullet. That's about it. CLG. Clean retake. You can see the play from Ethan just to mitigate. Okay. Oh, they haven't smoked off CT. The ability to read that and go, okay, Winterfox want this CT control. Play close with Glocks. I'm not going to give them that territory. I'm just going to fall back away from my teammates. We can play this retake. It's a 5-on-4. That earlier pick on towards EMAG meant that Winterfox had no mid control to shut down any rotation whatsoever and slow down CLG. And you can see the effect after that. They got the kills and snowballed that lead. P250 is on the side of Winterfox because they did manage to get the bomb plant down. They want to go for the buy to at least have a chance of going back. And Kusta, that's not really a rifle.
Whoa, okay.
They're just getting gunned down towards top mid. Cutler and Kusta making, you know, just a demonstration of how to do the A4 recoil control. Mowing down everything in their path. CLG 13-4, Winterfox will be able to buy into this one, but it has to be a relatively fast execute. They don't have many grenades to work with. Make that they have 1 smoke grenade to work with. They have to
5 flashbangs.
They have to do absolutely huge work with these AK-47s, as well as good communication to make these flashbangs work, and that's going to be difficult to do.
It is, and unfortunately for them, CLG aren't going to be going for, you know, the SMG buys, because for all they know, CLG only had 2 M4s and 3 SMGs in that last round, because they only met the 2 M4s, but CLG actually have 4 M4s and only 1 UMP here, so the AK is not going to be perhaps as big of an advantage as they could have been against SMGs, but for now, actually FNS going to get away with the first kill with that UMP as well, and Cutler looking to trade it out, trying to get that frag onto Zuzi, who is a bit too low down for him. Molotov in to save his teammate though. Ethan picking up EMAG elsewhere on the map, and 3 on 5 already. Zuzi trying to get it done, but again, it's going to be Cutler and Kusta getting some kills. Sub Rosa shutting down the final one, and 14-4. Winterfox, there's really nothing to do. There's nothing they can really do to stop map point, at least, for CLG, and I don't think there's too much they can do to forestall the map ending.
They're losing the aim deals. It's pure and simple as that. The fact that Cutler was able to pick mid multiple times, and that just shows the weakness of not having utility, because suddenly you don't have mid control, even with the AKs. It's just very hard to trade out the angle. And now, you know, they're just running on towards a slaughter. APOC gets a kill, gets 2 as a matter of fact, does take down Kusta. But, you know, Cutler, once again, more than happy to take the deals after it doesn't manage to get a pick on towards FNS. Whoa, Sub Rosa flying down with the AK-47, does get the kill at the end of the day. And well, CLG on match point after a electrically charged, I'd say that this one has definitely slowed down a lot more. And CLG really asserting their dominance. I mean, Winterfox in the previous season with Dexter showed they were about a mid-tier NA team. I'm not sure if Winterfox may be a little bit weaker on Mirage because, you know, once again, haven't really been able to show as much in their T side due to the economic situation. But CLG looking quite good so far.
Now, interestingly, statistically, Cage and Mirage are Winterfox's best maps, I believe. And that, whoa, that's a nice shot. I really shouldn't say things because the team's proved me wrong. EMAG nailing that shot onto Kusta. But yeah, Cage and Mirage, statistically, Winterfox's best maps. They got so close on Cage, but this one, they're down by 11 rounds. They need to bring it all the way back with 11 straight to even get to overtime, and then they have to win overtime. So it's not looking that great for them. I mean, first pick in this round, absolutely great. But you've got to capitalize on that. They are looking good to do this, though, because if you have a look at the map, they have players all around this A site. Going to be able to pinch here, and there we go. They'll get the kills, but Sub Rosa over on short, chiming in, will take out the connector player. And perhaps not as even as it could have been, but they will get the 2 for 2, which is good with the man advantage, which means it's now a 3-on-2. Bomb going down. Better play out of Winterfox, but they've still got to hold this off.
Wonder if CLG will go for this. They've got a lot of money to work with, and you see Cutler rotating behind. Sub Rosa, okay, I think they'll go for this. Try to do as much damage as possible and make their job easier for the next one, because Winterfox have fully invested in this one. Even if the bomb plan explodes, I think Winterfox will get about 3.5k, and it's not enough to repurchase up multiple utilities. So this is really up to Cutler to do the damage, because Sub Rosa, there's no easy way for him to cross. Slowly clear up lines. A majority of the Ts are towards this A ramp area, and Raz has not been spotted out. EMAG will fall, but they know where the CLG members are. And wow, through the flashbang, doing quite a lot of damage. We'll be able to retrieve the AWP. Sub Rosa just firing a couple of parting shots. Cutler, you know, just making sure he's not flanked fast, so he's not going to go commit towards that. Winterfox do pick up a round, but once again, I think it's just a little bit too late.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. It's not. It may be too little. It's not yet too late, but we've got to be close, you would think. And 10 map points here for Winterfox to stave off somehow. It's not going to be easy, but then none of this map has been easy for them. Really, none of this series has been easy for them. They did have that epic comeback last map up against CLG, sorry, which they almost brought back. Couldn't quite get across the line. This game, this map, not even that close. Go for the execute into A here. Ethan in a great position to shut this all down. Waiting for the picks. There they go. APOC will get the first kill. Ethan going to get 2 though. Looking to do more. Nearly gets that final kill. FNS gets a Molotov kill in the meantime. And now 2-on-3 here for CLG. The CLG in the advantage as well.
Yeah, Kusa just playing very patiently, very, very smart, as often has managed to sneak his way on towards CT. EMAG does throw a flashbang, but he eats so much damage, and now with the Molotov, he's being spammed through. He is so low, but somehow still holding on. Not anymore. He's going to burn to death, and CLG, easy clutch victory towards the end. They had all the utility all the time. It's going to be 16-5. Winterfox, I think this is a good first showing on Cage, but Mirage is going to leave them wanting a heck of a lot more.
Absolutely, but the thing is, it's early days. This is their first match day in ESL Pro League, and indeed, only the 3rd match day overall. So still a lot of work to be done, and a lot of work they can do, but they'll need to be doing some more next time. I'm going to take some more out of this, as a 0-2 for them is not the result they would want to start off.
Look, I think the positive notes, I mean, EMAG still looks great as ever. I think Zuzi had a couple of shining moments, but Zuzi often, as well as APOC, you know, they're a little bit hit and miss sometimes. You know, you saw flashes of brilliance, but not just the steady performance like EMAG. Raz, I mean, he was a little bit cold towards, I guess, the opening parts. But at the very least, you know, we saw glimpses of brilliance that of the reasons on why he was invited onto the Winterfox lineup.
Yeah, we saw flashes of old Raz coming through, which is really what we're looking for. Again, he's a player who's been around the Australia and New Zealand region for a while. He's been on our higher tier teams for ages. So to see him able to graduate his way onto one of our international teams is, of course, good for him. But his success, and indeed Winterfox's success, means they all, to get that, they all need to step up here, and they just need to win their Angels. That was really the issue for them. I mean, CLG did have some good strategies that they were doing. They were working nicely. Their default was excellent, really. They took map control. They could play with map control. They did everything they wanted to. But what it came down to for Winterfox, really, is just a lot of lost Angels, and that's what they really need to work on.
To be fair, with the aim deals that CLG were playing, you know, Ethan was on fire. You know, Sub Rosa was starting to chime in towards the end. Kusta, he just pushed in every single time and was able to get the kills working in his favor. So when you're against a CLG that's on fire like that, there's really not much that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot. And that's the thing as well. CLG just being so patient as well. And as I touched on a few times, they get the man advantage. They play with it so carefully. They don't bother getting impatient or hasty, and they could just push their advantage and win.
Absolutely. Well, that's our first match day over for now. We are going to take a short break, but stay tuned because we have an absolute treat for you. SK Gaming up against Complexity. The Brazilians up against the NAs to prove maybe who's the best in NA. I think we know what the answer is, but we still need to find out. Stay tuned. We'll be back.